Have you been refreshing your Etsy dashboard 20 times a day, wondering why is no one buying? Did Etsy shadow ban me? Then let's talk about it, because spoiler alert, you're not alone and it's probably not what you think. Etsy, like your favorite coffee shop or retail stores, has slow seasons and busy seasons. When's the busiest time? That's the holiday-fueled pumpkin spice madness from October to December, where people are shopping for all things Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and everything else that goes along with the gifting chaos of the season. But right now, we are in Etsy's Bermuda Triangle. June and July are historically some of Etsy's absolute slowest months all year. Think of it like a retail nap. Buyers are out traveling, kids are out of school, and people are spending money on experiences, not stuff. Pool floats are probably getting a lot more interest than your printable wall art. If your sales are sluggish, that's not failure, it's timing. Unless you prepped 2 to 3 months ago for what was going to be selling right now, like summer, vacations, weddings, and teachers, then it's normal to be hearing some crickets right now. This is where the seasonality of a print-on-demand business can sometimes smack sellers in the face. And if you're somehow here without knowing what print-on-demand is the method of business that I've used to actually grow my own Etsy store to over $1 million in the last few years, help a couple other Etsy sellers sell over $1 million, and thousands more get their first sales, their first few hundred sales, or even be able to quit their full-time jobs with a process where you actually make the designs on your computer or your phone, but they don't get printed and made physically until your customer orders them. And when your customer puts through that order on Etsy, a printing company like Printify will actually print and ship those products for you, making it such an easy side hustle to get into as a beginner, at least for getting started, since you don't have to actually purchase thousands of items for inventory, learn how to print and ship those items. You really can truly do this a lot more passively. So if you haven't checked out Print on Demand, I have lots of other great tutorials on my channel. I'll link my free Get Started mini course down in the description, and I have a link for Printify down there as well if you want to check them out, since they do have hundreds of different products that you can use for your print-on-demand business. I hear from sellers all the time, I have 300 listings in my store, but I'm not getting any sales. But here's the deal, it's not about quantity, it's about relevancy. You could have a warehouse full of Santa merch in June and be wondering why it's not selling. Etsy's not impressed by your listing count. Etsy doesn't choose Etsy stores to promote and which ones not to promote. They are a search engine based platform just like Google. They work like this. A customer comes to Etsy, they type in what they're looking for, Etsy shows them those results, and then they buy one. So the trick with Etsy and being successful is you need to be in those search results. Having 100 out of season listings up in your stores, like showing up to a pool party in a Halloween costume, you might look great, but it's just not the right time. Here's a little homework. Go search your store and look at some of the niches that you have for sale, and then go look at those niches on Etsy. Do other sellers with those same niches have 20 plus items in the cart, bestseller badges, or even better, does it say that 20 plus people have bought it in the last 24 hours? Those are all indicators that Etsy shoppers are currently searching for and buying those products today on Etsy. If not, it's probably not that hot of a niche right now. So take inventory of your listings. Are half your listings for Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Mother's Day, and a bunch of other things that have already come and gone? And really, you actually only have a few listings for items that are selling well on Etsy right now? Be honest, are your designs relevant to what's selling right now on Etsy? What sells in July and August are things like teacher shirts for back to school, that's a huge category, family vacations, cruise shirts, or even some more evergreen designs or designs that could sell anytime throughout the year, like birthday gifts and retirement gifts. Those really never get old. But even evergreen items take time to catch fire. Think of Etsy listings like planting a seed. Listings don't sprout overnight right after you plant them. It usually takes 3 to 6 weeks after you post a listing for it to really gain any traction. Etsy tests your listing by showing it to buyers on the platform. If they click it, they favorite it, or they buy it, it gets a little boost. If it gets a good review, it gets even more of a boost. Unless you're hopping on a super viral trending topic, I'm looking at you, viral political designs, most listings need time to marinate. Etsy's not out to get you. They want to make money too, but they only push listings that they think buyers are going to want to buy, which are listings that other customers have shown interest in. So if you list something today that doesn't sell tomorrow, don't panic. Keep an eye on engagement, clicks, favorites, add to carts. These are little digital high fives that tell Etsy, hey, this might be a winner. And that's why reviews are absolute gold on Etsy. They're social proof, and Etsy loves social proof. I have a message that I send to customers after they get delivery that's gotten me an over 25% review rate. And I actually put together a free digital download for you with some instructions and that exact message that I send to my customers so that you can be sending those to your customers every single time that you get an order to make sure that you get the most reviews possible. And that's really going to help boost the listings that do gain some traction in your store. So yes, it can definitely feel like a grind, especially your first year while you're still building out your catalog. But remember, you're building an asset. Every listing is a brick in your Etsy empire. Your second and third year on Etsy gets so much easier because you're not starting every season and appreciation day completely from scratch. You have listings from last year that are still doing well, and then this year you get to add on a little bit more each time. So in the beginning, try measuring your success by your output and not your immediate results. Think of it like planting a garden. You don't dig up your seeds to check if they're growing. You just keep watering. The growth is happening even if you don't see it yet. And don't compare your year 1 to someone else's year 5. That's like comparing a cute little sapling to a fully grown oak tree. You'll get there, but you just have to stay planted. So what do you do with this info? First, I want you to breathe. Your Etsy store is not broken. It doesn't mean that you're not getting sales right now, that you're not cut out for this, or that Etsy is punishing you. And it doesn't mean that you won't succeed. I have so many students, like my student Shauna, who barely sold anything her first 9 months, made some changes to her business, really decided, I'm gonna get 1,000 listings up in my store and take this really seriously. And now just a couple years later, she's sold over $1 million on Etsy. She might even be close to selling over 2 million. And I'll link her YouTube video and the interview that I did where she told all about this story down in the description as well if you need a little inspiration after this video. So what would I do if I was in your shoes? I would be spending 50% of my time right now listing for items that are selling right now on Etsy. So think niches like travel, weddings, and back to school. And if you don't have a ton of time on your hands to do the research, or if that feels really overwhelming to you and you'd rather have someone just tell you what's selling right now on Etsy, then I do offer a monthly trend report subscription that I'll link down in the description, where it's an hour long where I show you exactly what trending design styles are trending right now, what niches are trending right now, and even what holidays to be preparing for in advance. So that's in a link down in the description, but that's what you should actually be doing with the other 50% of your time, which is living 2 to 3 months in the future and be designing for what's going to be selling 2 to 3 months from now, because I don't want you running into the exact same scenario that you're in right at this moment. So if you're watching this when I release it in July, that means designing for things like fall, Halloween, and the football season. Etsy is a long game, and you're not late, you're just learning. Keep creating, keep optimizing, and your Etsy shop will thank you. And if no one's told you yet on your Etsy journey, you should be super proud of yourself, and I am so proud of you. Most people are never going to start their own business or try anything even half as scary as putting this much time and effort into something with no guarantee of returns. Even if Etsy doesn't end up working out for you, I hope that this opportunity lights a fire within you that you are capable, you are strong, you're willing to go that extra mile, to try that extra little bit to change your life, to change your family's lives. And if you just keep at it at something's going to work out for you, and it could really make all the difference to you and your family. So you should be super, super proud of what you're doing, no matter where you are in this journey. Trust me, it's a win. And again, if you haven't even opened up your Etsy shop just yet, then stop watching these YouTube videos and get to learning. Right now is the perfect time to open up your Etsy shop, get some listings in there, and get going to be ready for the holiday season. You'll learn so much more by getting your very first listing done than you ever will by watching another YouTube video. So again, if you're not sure what next steps to take, I have my free mini course down in the description. I take you screen by screen, step by step, exactly how to open your shop and get your first listing done so that you can get your Etsy store opened today and start telling people that you are a small business owner. I hope this video helped you feel a little bit more inspired for the future and what it has to come, because the holiday season can be so massively life-changing if you really put the work in, and now is the perfect time to do that. So if you want to see content more like this and more videos that I have coming out on how to get ready for the holidays, then go ahead and subscribe, like this video, and say hello down in the comments so that I know you made it all the way until the very end, and I'll see you in the next one.